Before we begin, I just want to show you this incredible fan animation done by Coco Shonen on Twitter, which is just this insane Ultra Ego Vegeta vs. Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku with some of the greatest fan-made choreography I've ever seen, which makes sense because he's a storyboard artist at Netflix, and I just absolutely love this animation. I've literally watched it like at least 40 times. I can't get over how cool it is, and it really gives me the vibes of the great choreography from Majin Vegeta vs. Goku, where every attack felt unique and every second was heart-pounding. I think it's something that Dragon Ball Super really missed the mark on, and so to see a fan do something like this, I'm just completely blown away. I recommend you guys go on Twitter and show this man some love because I gotta see more of this. Now without further ado, let's get into the video. Just like when Goku first achieved Ultra Instinct Omen, he lost, and Vegeta as well also lost. The forms, which seemed incredibly powerful when you first gained them, ultimately lost the battle to the opponent. However, there was obviously for Goku a transformation far superior, the full-on Mastered Ultra Instinct transformation. Now in the most recent chapter of Dragon Ball Super, Vegeta apologizes to Beerus for being unable to revert to the callous, unfeeling man he once was. The god of destruction power was beyond the scope of a novice like him. And so I think it's pretty clear here that Ultra Ego is actually just the halfway transformation for Vegeta. It's evident in this chapter that Vegeta's character is much more deep than we even understood. Taking on all the responsibilities for the Saiyans and their past sins, Vegeta absorbs all of that guilt into himself. This is why he pushed Goku away and wanted to fight Granola by himself, because Goku is more of an Earthling than a Saiyan. And Vegeta, being the Prince of Saiyans, is taking responsibility for their actions in Granola's past. When Vegeta kicked Goku away, and Goku asked him why he did that, he said, "Call it pride if you want," but it wasn't pride. It's just that Vegeta didn't want to go through the length of explaining to Goku, who was not raised a Saiyan, that Vegeta is actually the one who feels responsible. And the reason he wants to do this alone is because he wants to give Granola a chance at justice. Not only that, he also wants to push himself with his new form to see how far he can go, but this fight really, he understands that for Granola, this is his shot at justice and at revenge, and Vegeta, as the sole heir to the Saiyans, wants to give him that chance. It's an incredibly honorable moment for Vegeta, while it may seem confusing at first. There's a lot of talk about fate in this chapter, and that's why Vegeta accepts death with a smile. Accepting death, Vegeta says, "Is this the Saiyan's fate? So be it," completely ignoring that Goku is right there. As Beerus stated to Vegeta during their training, as long as doubt weighs down your soul, this power will never be yours to wield. Your crimes aside, you're feeling guilty for the sins of all Saiyans. That's awfully self-centered of you. Much like the Ultra Instinct transformation for Goku, he had some limiters he had to release in order to become Mastered or Perfected Ultra Instinct. Perfected Ultra Instinct had to release all levels of emotions when he would feel the anger build up, and he needed a catalyst in order to do that, which was Beerus dying. I believe Vegeta also needs some sort of catalyst. While Ultra Instinct deals with emotion, Ultra Ego somehow deals with guilt. And so if Vegeta is somehow able to relieve himself of the guilt of the Saiyan's destructive history, he may be able to achieve Mastered Ultra Ego. Now this picture of Mastered Ultra Ego Vegeta is just a simple render by me. I gave him the Super Saiyan 3 hair because I think it's the most fitting for how the transformation would progress. The Ultra Ego transformation gives him slightly longer strands in the back of his hair, which to me means if he's able to push the form even further, his hair would grow even longer. It would probably turn into something like Super Saiyan 3 or even Super Saiyan 4 hair. And in doing so, it would make up for the Super Saiyan 3 transformation that Vegeta never attained. Would someone have to die to achieve this, or would Vegeta just simply have to come to terms with the history of his race? It's possible that Granola's the one that has to die in order for Vegeta to release his guilt and ascend to the next level. Perfected Ultra Ego. You see, during the battle with Granola, Vegeta was acting again like a mentor. We've seen him do this with Kaba, and it's more of his nature here in Dragon Ball Super rather than Dragon Ball Z. He's a family man, and he treats other Saiyans with a mentoring nature, as a teacher. And although Granola isn't a Saiyan, their histories are very similar, both being one of the last of their own race, both races being highly affected by Frieza, both having a quest for revenge, and both stopping at nothing to achieve their goal. As Vegeta battles Granola, he has a dialogue with him. He's showing Granola that there's more to life than simple revenge. As he says that any grudges against us Saiyans are well deserved, eradicating the Saiyans will just repeat history. And what he's trying to do is actually mentor Granola to move past his quest for revenge and realize that he still has so much more to live for. You see, Granola and Vegeta share so much in common, yet Granola sees him as a true opposite. And what Vegeta sees in Granola is a past version of himself. Although Vegeta didn't really care about the destruction of Planet Vegeta, he did also share that thirst to destroy Frieza, as well as their histories and quest for revenge aligning. The Heaters are about to make their wish and presumably become even more powerful than Granola, with Vegeta, Goku, and Granola possibly teaming up to fight them and take them down. If Vegeta forms a bond here with Granola, it's possible that he'll die, and that will be the catalyst for Vegeta to ascend to Mastered Ultra Ego. I think with the evidence presented in the most recent chapter and things that Beerus has stated in the past, Vegeta is just at his halfway transformation, which would make sense why he lost. It would make sense why he was given this powerful form but lost anyway. Even though it was put on great display, it's almost identical to Ultra Instinct Omen in that sense. The reason that Vegeta can't revert to the callous, unfeeling man he once was is because of the guilt he carries on his shoulders. So until he's able to absolve himself of his sins, Ultra Ego is as far as he's going to be able to go. We even saw him in the previous arc tell Moro that he's a villain, and while readers don't think that Vegeta's a villain anymore, he still carries the weight and the history of the Saiyan sins on his shoulders, which ultimately is hindering him from using the maximum power of the Ultra Ego form. And now that Bardock is being introduced at the end of this chapter, in the next chapter we're going to learn more about Bardock and the Saiyans, and how Bardock is actually the link between Vegeta, Goku, and Granola. You see, Bardock not only saved Goku when he was a child, but he also saved Granola. Both were children, and both times, Bardock was the one who prevented the species from going extinct. The next chapter is going to be tremendously exciting. There may very well be a bunch of retcons in the story, but the huge revelation that they announced on this chapter is that Bardock is actually the link between these two species, Cerealians and Saiyans. Now, if Vegeta's power in Ultra Ego is to get stronger the more damage he takes, what would he gain from mastering that form? Would it be simply more speed and strength, or would he gain new abilities entirely? With Goku, it's more speed and strength, and his movements change. He also got the Susanoo. So with Vegeta, he definitely gained at least some more techniques. We don't know the limits of a God of Destruction, and considering he's using Hakai power, it would at least elevate his destructive powers, and maybe if you hit Vegeta, not only does he get stronger, but he siphons power from within you. What if not only when you hit him, he gets stronger, but you get weaker simultaneously, where he's able to use his destructive power to Hakai all the surrounding area, so you just simply can't get close to him. Toriyama and Toyotarou could easily take this in any direction they want and give Vegeta any sort of power that they deem worthy of a God of Destruction. And so whether or not we see Vegeta ascend to Mastered Ultra Ego in this arc, I think it's pretty clear here that eventually it's coming. I'm Mastar. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next one.